Most of these are the innovations are done by the multinational companies. One thing is that these multinational companies will try to maximize the profit. Innovations happen in three ways actually. One is cost advantage, second is quality advantage, and third is combination of both cost and quality. Our country, the way innovators are moving is incorporating cost advantage must and then quality also, which may be lacking in other parts of the world. These innovations, resource constrained environment, developed innovation not only will change the face of our country, but it will be actually leading product in the globe also.
Since you talked about some of those innovations, which I think most of us have uh, heard or seen, or in certain ways, like for example, you talked about mRNA vaccine.
mRNA vaccine.
So in this particular thing, we when we were in the middle of the pandemic, we were most of the people, our audience also, and I think even common men could understand that there is some kind of negotiation going on between the innovators, Pfizer and Moderna, and the government of India, which is trying to get the vaccine for the people of India. But at the same time, along with the multiple other, those negotiation or those arm twisting which were involved in that, in terms of giving sovereign
licenses and all.
guarantee and this and that, and not accepting the any eventual side effect or something of coming out of it. But at the same time, one of the biggest problem was the storage challenge of it, because I think that vaccine has to be for longer time. It has to be stored maybe nearly minus 15 to 20 to 40 degrees Celsius or something like this, which is very, very I
difficult
think
for our country.
difficult or impractical for a country of our size, and given the diversity and all that. In such kind of a scenario, so I would like you to kind of go a little bit more about it, that what kind of those challenges were, people can understand that how a vaccine which had to be stored on this kind of a temperature, BIRAC supported this research, or BIRAC supported this kind of innovation, help reducing the temperature, and how it is going to further game change in terms of any future pandemic and other aspect.
Let me describe this situation which is there in the whole globe about the innovations, new, at least in the medical side, at least in the I'll talk about other sides also, but medical aspects. Most of these are the innovations are done by the multinational companies. Vaccines, as I said, Moderna and Pfizer and all that. So, of course, one thing is that these multinational companies will try to maximize the profit. And also, the innovations that are happening in globe, mostly in US and Europe and developed countries, are developed overlooking the cost aspect, I think, because they already have that infrastructure. For example, they may have cold storage, they may have electricity, they may have a lot of infrastructure given
hygiene,
which they might not even think while doing the innovation. But in our country, when an innovator does innovation is undertaken, they also think about these aspects, resource constrained environment. So the innovations that are happening in resource constrained environment like India, where you don't have a continuous power supply, you don't have an infrastructure for cold storage, you have a lot of issues. So there the innovations take into account these factors, and that's when they develop it. So of course, this innovation, mRNA thermostable vaccine, was GEMCOVAC, we say, it was developed by Genova, looking at these aspects. Therefore, it was a unique advantage that India can derive, to develop this. And the very fact that it is developed in resource constrained environment, which could not have been developed anywhere in the world because they don't face that environment. Now the cost is reduced, and then it's not that US healthcare is very, very cheap. They have insurance run, and cost of healthcare is very high, even in Europe. So these innovations can actually go to the US and other countries and they may be preferred over their innovations. If it is thermostable, they may say, okay, even if we have electricity,
why do we need to spend it? Because it will reduce the emission.
Reduce the cost.
Yeah.
So India may lead in those aspects, even though we may think that it's not a great innovation, but actually according to cost advantage, this could be, innovations happen in 3 ways actually. One is cost advantage, second is quality advantage, and third is combination of both cost and quality. So our country, the way it is moving, I mean, our innovators are moving, is incorporating cost advantage must and then quality also, which may be lacking in other parts of the world. This is about vaccine, but let's say somebody is coming up with and there are companies who are doing this. They are coming up with the battery operated medical devices which can be run without electricity in rural areas. Now it may not be a need in the other countries, but we have developed, but the cost is less here. So one day we think that these innovations, resource constrained environment developed innovation, not only will change the face of our country, but it will be actually leading product in the globe also. It will be exported. So these are some of the things that India is doing.
These innovation very well has the application in the developed world also, because in some way they will be, if not, kind of, at least it can help in conserving resources,
reducing
saving resources.
The cost.